Afternoon, everyone. This is one of my most favourite times of the SCAS proceedings, and it's the Newton Award, so it's my pleasure to introduce to you Gregor and Judy Newton. Some of you will know them, some of you not. Where do I point? Here we go. I'm going to ask Gregor just to give a little bit of an introduction in a second, but really it was back in 2014, Gregor, wasn't it, when you had your cardiac arrest?
It was, yeah. Thanks, Lisa. When you said it was your favourite time, I thought it was just because it was nearly lunch, but... So, yeah, I'm Gregor. Hi, everyone. This is my wife, Judy. 2014, cardiac arrest, came out of obviously nowhere, survived, obviously, although I do think sometimes, I don't know, but...
You're here. It's not a dream.
You know, when you're sitting on the bed or you're sitting at home and you're thinking about everybody that was involved that day, it is really humbling to think the amount of people that were involved that day to save our family. It was huge, and you know, you do it without thought of what you're just an everyday potential occurrence for people. There's first, bystanders who gave up their time and came across without any thought for themselves. They just got stuck in straight away. So after that, we were sitting and we just wanted to try and give something back. There's not much we can give back compared to what we've been given. But we came involved with SCAS after that for a period of time, and it's been great to watch the innovation, the education, the learning, the appetite from everybody that's been involved in this over the years. And I would like to say thanks to Gareth and all the team for everything you offer over this period of time for people to get better at what we're obviously trying to do, is get more survivors of cardiac arrest. So that's where the Newton Award, then we decided to do that. As much as, you know, we're looking at the future and making things better, we want to celebrate what goes on and nationally in Scotland over the year. And, you know, that's what we're here today, and we'll just be doing very quickly there. But whatever job you're doing, whatever role you've got in this, everybody plays a part, everybody's important. It doesn't matter where you are and what you're doing. So, thank you. It's just... If it wasn't for people like you, there wouldn't be families like ours. So thank you very much.
So this isn't the Oscars, but we've had some great nominations this year. So we always say there's no winners to the Newton Award. We just want to recognise what people have done. Some people are in the room who've been nominated. Some aren't able to attend today. So what we're going to do is start with those in the room, hopefully. When I read out your name, I'd love you to come up. I'll say a little bit about what you do, but then I'd also really like to read out your nomination, because that's important that people know why you've been recognised. And then once we've done that, the beautiful assistants over here in the form of Gregor and Judy will hand you your certificate of nomination, and we ask you to head back to your seat. And then once we've run through all those, what we'll do is announce the person who is going to be the recipient of the award this year. Is that okay with everyone? Let's crack on. So, first of all, we've got Craig Lusk. Craig, are you in the room? Oh, is Craig in the toilet anywhere? So Craig tells us that becoming a community first responder has been the total making of him. And he's learned that the more he gives to that group, oh, you can come up, Craig, if you want, then the more he gets out of it, especially if he needs some help. He's lived in people's all his life. Craig, your nomination was that, and you can keep me right here, but Last year, in October, you faced an extraordinary week when, as a first responder, you had a cardiac arrest involving someone that you knew personally, and a really difficult event that would shake any one of us, I think. But then later that week, you also encountered another life or death situation. You're a good person to be around, eh? We're all good that Lusky's here, but a friendly, lifeless on the floor, and chaos could have unfolded. But your training, your composure prevailed. You performed CPR, coordinated efforts, secured a defibrillator, and contacted the emergency services. And against all odds, your friend survived. Your actions exemplify what we've been talking about today: the chain of survival, that early recognition, immediate CPR, and AED use. And beyond that slightly crazy week that you had, you still decide to continue as a community first responder. Known and loved by your town, your dedication, humour, and humanity resonate deeply, making you emblematic of what the Newton Award stands for. You're a shining light, Craig. So thank you so much. And I'll get you just to head back to your seat. Righty-ho, Claire Ellis. Have we got Claire Ellis in the room? Here comes Claire. She lives Urley. Come on. Stand on the big yellow green spot thing. Claire lives somewhere where you can have a 30-minute wait for an ambulance, and so she's been teaching for a long time. She even taught her kids, which we know is all good fun. Claire, your nomination is that you work as a resuscitation officer in NHS Grampian. We'll get her up next year for some demos. Based at the Aberdeen Royal Infirmary, you teach not just staff, but also you respond as a cardiac responder in your area with Wildcat. And people say that it's always a pleasure to attend a call where you're present. So that's a real great thing. In addition to that, you volunteer your time to teach CPR in schools, and you've also learned to teach in MacInnes, making sure that your sessions are accessible. The nomination says, I feel Claire is worthy of the award for her exceptional commitment to the chain of survival in Scotland. So thank you, Claire, for what you do. Have we got Emma Curry in the room? Come on up, Emma. Emma, or Wee Janny, I think we're going by today. Yeah, this is Wee Janny. She's a janitor and a playground assistant. Are you running away?
Oh, sorry.
In Dumfriesshire.
Yes.
And when she became that janitor, one of the first things she did was to apply for a defibrillator for her primary school because it didn't have one. And the reason that Emma felt that that was really important is because she had had a friend whose child, interesting that we've been talking about that, Shorty, who had passed away from a sudden cardiac arrest. Your nomination says this, Emma, and I love it. You work as a Janny in a primary school, but you're also passionate about the health and safety of the well-being of children. In 2017, your daughter's friend, also named Emma, sadly passed away following a sudden cardiac arrest at school. The school staff did successfully resuscitate wee Emma on scene, but unfortunately she died sometime later. This tragic story highlighted to Emma the need for both training and access to defibrillators in the community, in particular the schools. So you tirelessly fundraised, involving the whole community, within 23 days to get 23 defibs for each of the primary schools in Dumfries and Galloway. And not just that, we all know that upkeep of pads is quite tricky. You've also got funds to support those for the next 10 years and make sure that there's training both face-to-face and online available. So, wee Janny, we thank you. Now, I know we've got Mary in the room because I can see her hair. So here comes Mary. Mary volunteers as a Scottish Ambulance Service community first responder. And she does it because there's always a chance that she can make a huge difference to someone in need. And we're going to just hear a little bit about that just now. How are you doing, Mary?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good, good. I'll let you take the certificate. Okay. So I'm going to read out the nomination and then we'll just check in with Mary how she's doing. In January this year, in Ochtermachty, a community first responder experienced a sudden cardiac arrest while at home with his wife, Mary, and son, Michael. Mary, also a community first responder, acted immediately with extraordinary skill and composure. She quickly assessed the situation, initiated CPR, and applied the AED. If Mary and John hadn't undertaken their CPR training or their community first responder training, the outcome would have been tragically different. They weren't to know that such an event would happen so close to home. Her calm demeanour under pressure ensured every vital step was executed flawlessly. And thanks to her decisive actions and commitment to our community, John is alive today. Is he here? Yeah. John, you get first dig at all the sandwiches at lunchtime. It's your unwavering commitment, Mary, that highlights the importance of CPR training and the extraordinary difference that it can make. And your survival, John, is a testament to your wife's exceptional skills. And you stand as a role model and CPR advocate within your community. So thank you. Thank you. Now, I know he's definitely here because he's just been on stage. Where have we got Lee Myers? There we go, Lee, up you come. Lee, as you can see, is one of our green suits. Oh, you're running away. Is there something about me? Is it right? You can stand up here if you want. You can sit back down wherever you feel comfortable. You believe that raising awareness and showing people how to do CPR is super important. And you've trained over 3,000 students in your local area. And as your daughter, Kaylin, would say, you can make the difference. So it's always good to have a young person's voice. Let me just read Lee's nomination, because it's a great one. So you've been delivering hands-only CPR training in high schools throughout the borders, and I said you've trained almost 3,000 students, or over 3,000 students. And due to that phenomenal success, that led to the Restart Heart Live sessions that happened last year. And it exploded massively. I know from our team and from some of you who were maybe involved in that, it was absolutely fantastic. You were supported by Save a Life for Scotland, but then such a wider group, the government, Resuscitation Council, police, fire and rescue, Met Police in London and Save a Life Wales. So really exemplifying that whole partnership approach to doing something like this. We're doing it again this year. Are you in?
I'm in.
Oh, good man. Thank you for absolutely everything you do, Lee. It's so greatly appreciated. And keep going, we need you. Okay? Now, I don't think Ethan's here, but I just want to check before I crack on without him. This is Ethan. I love this picture of him. He's obviously super happy, but this is what he wanted to tell us about himself. He's obviously got a past history of having a problem with his heart himself, and he's gone on to become a paramedic, so another green suit, which is fantastic. He too has been teaching CPR and raising money for PADS. And the nomination says that they're nominating Ethan because he's a truly motivated individual who's always shown care and compassion for those in his wider community. He's studying to be a paramedic and is currently involved in organising a CPR awareness fundraiser which aims to teach members of the public how to recognise and respond in a cardiac arrest, whilst also raising funds. Within the Paramedic Society, he runs a CPD and simulation event for other students to practice, And he's enrolled in the Good Sam app. Find out more about that if you need to. And is always on hand to help with life-saving treatment when he isn't studying or on placement. So thank you, Ethan, if you watch this back or in your line for what you do. Thomas Williamson, I'm just checking you're not in the room as well. I think some people are on holiday, which is fabulous. So, a little bit about Tom. Tom, if I can move this on. Tom volunteers for the ambulance service and also with Heart Start Ayrshire and Arran. Tom lost his brother and sister when they were both young, and his mother suffered several strokes and heart attacks. So I love that he's written here that he understands and knows what that hurt is of losing someone, and what he wants to do is help other people avoid that pain for a little while longer. He loves sharing his knowledge, and he loves giving someone the chance to go home to their family, and that's what drives him. It's a genuine privilege. I wish he was here. I'd love to have a longer chat with him. Finally, Morag. No. Okay. So Morag works with the Lochwinnoch and Holwood Community Heart Start programme. Here we go. This is a very professional picture of Morag. I do like this one. Her nomination is that she's had the pleasure of working, the person who nominated her has the pleasure of working in partnership with Morag as part of a rural area. She's been relentless in her efforts to make her villages CPR ready. She's an ambassador from publicising, coordinating and delivering Heart Start sessions to local communities. She's also been the driving force in the delivery of resuscitation within the villages, seeing over 700 people taught in CPR in that time. She's a well-known figure, and she seizes all the opportunities to raise awareness, certainly in the arts festivals, and also as a retired cardiac rehabilitation physiotherapist. Her knowledge and engaging teaching are the success to the CPR and the Heart Start programme within this area. So thank you very much, Morag. As we said, there's no winners. We'd give you all a day off if we could. But Gregor and Judy are the ones who have decided who the recipient of the award this year will be. You happy? And the person who will receive the award this year is wee Janny, Emma. Back up. Your mic. How are you on the microphone? Oh, yes. Anything that you want to say, Emma?
There's usually lots that I have to say. I think taken away from today, I think one of the things is what's been spoke about a lot is a lot of working in partnership with people and collaboration, as well as all the important stuff that they do. It's always about the people that help you and support you. Mm-hmm. I was lucky enough to have a team straight away behind me in Dumfries, including the NHS Resuscitation Service, who are here with me today, good friends of mine. Somebody like myself has absolutely no clue about a lot of stuff in this field, so who knew how many defibs there was out there, who knew costs, who knew so many different aspects of things. Thankfully, from support like these guys, charities, community groups, and as well as my town of Dumfries, who, like you said, had 23 days, we'd raised the money for 23 defibs. Everybody got behind it, organisations, businesses, individuals, community groups. Like it was phenomenal, the effort that everybody put in. And we would not achieve what we've done today with every primary school in Dumfries now having a defib, having access to CPR training, but also at no cost to the schools, which was obviously very important. They don't have any concerns about pads and batteries for quite some time, and it's still ongoing. There's the awareness of it is raised even more for putting another few defibs in. There's more CPR training going on because of the campaign. So it's forever going, and I'm glad there's a legacy there and all in memory of wee Emma. So thank you very much.
Nice to be Emma. Thank you so much. And just when you thought it was all over, I still am not getting off the stage. I've got one more wee thing to give to you. This year, we received an exceptional nomination as a Newton Award, a nomination for a friend and colleague, and perhaps one of the most passionate individuals I've had the honour of knowing and working alongside, whose drive was always to save lives from out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. And their name was Ross Cowie. Ross worked tirelessly to help communities to be ready to save lives from cardiac arrest long before Scotland's strategy existed, and he was a founding member of the Save a Life for Scotland partnership that was brought together in 2015. For those of you who don't know, Ross sadly passed away in October last year. And for those of you who knew him, you will all hold your own memories of him. I, for one, missing seeing his name on the phone as an incoming call, as Pam usually said, at 5 to 5, just as you were thinking, I'm going to get clocked off quite soon. But I would simultaneously pop the kettle on because I knew there was never a short phone call when it came to Ross. They were always filled with new ideas and strategies and lots of news from up north. So I'd like to share his nomination with you, and lucky to be here, I've added some additional information. Believe it or not, he was born in 1960 to some parents called Willie and Mary, and he had a younger brother. But sadly, Ross and Willie's father died on the badminton court when Ross was just 2 years old. And this was due to a genetic heart condition that would then go on and affect Ross. His brother, Willie, was born just 6 weeks after his father's death. But the two brothers were tight throughout their lives and played in many football and shinty teams together. Now, I didn't know this, but after leaving school, he worked in the Clydesdale Bank, went on to work in a fabrication yard, and then ended up as the advertising and promotions manager at the West Highland Free Press. Sport was really important to him. He was massively competitive and annoyingly good at absolutely every sport he could turn his hand to. He was unique, intelligent, fascinating, forward-thinking, inquisitive, sometimes controversial, sometimes infuriating, but all for good reason. And despite what adversities he faced, he still managed to contribute so much. So, how did we get to know Ross? Well, in 2006, Ross survived an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, and it was by a stroke of luck, really, as the only ambulance on the Isle of Skye happened to be just minutes away from where he collapsed. During his recovery time in hospital, Ross endured a further 13 cardiac arrests. And so he became deeply concerned about what would have happened on that night if help hadn't arrived so quickly. The cardiologist in Aberdeen told him that his chances of survival from an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest on the Isle of Skye on a cold December night were slim. And he remarked, "You're lucky to be here." And so the seed was sown. This sparked his mission to increase access to life-saving defibrillators in communities. And in 2009, Ross founded Lucky to Be Here, aiming to make defibrillators more widely available to equip people with the skills that they needed in emergencies. And over the last 15 years, the charity has placed over 1,300 public access defibrillators across Scotland and offered emergency life support training to thousands of people. His ultimate goal was always to have compulsory training within schools. He passed away last October, and he's so missed by so many people. He touched the lives of countless individuals, families, and organisations, and for me, he's left a really massive Ross-shaped hole. However, his legacy continues through the work of Lucky to Be Here. His tireless commitment to cardiac care and community-driven approach has given many people a second chance at life. Ross's influence remains a beacon in Scotland's cardiac care efforts, and his contributions will continue to save lives for generations to come. Lucky to Be Here aims to continue with his vision because they told me that's what he would want us to do. And perhaps that's a good place to end. Let's keep that beacon burning. Keep on doing what we need to do together, because there is shift to do. And we need to save more lives from cardiac arrest in Scotland. So what I'd like to do is invite Pam Gowie from Lucky to Be Here to the stage to accept the award on behalf of Ross and Lucky to Be Here. Pam, you've come a long way. Thank you for making it down here today. We just want to be able to wish Lucky to Be Here all the best. And I know that everyone in this room who's worked alongside them and worked in partnership with you wants you to know that we stand with you. And anything that you need, you just always need to pick up that phone and I'll pop the kettle on. Is there anything that you want to say at this point?
Thank you. I've been watching the conference on the way down the road from Inverness this morning. I was not driving, my husband was. And I just want to thank you all on behalf of Ross's brother, Willie, and his wife, Maggie, and everybody involved in Lucky to Be Here for this award today. We are working hard to keep Ross's legacy going. We've got a small group of trustees now, and I think I spent half my time in Skye, but we're a close, small group, and we're trying to do everything we can to continue his legacy. So thank you today.
Thank you, Gregor and Judy, once again. Same time next year? Okay. So now you know what those nominations are like. Please, please do nominate and recognise people in your communities. It's incredibly important. And hopefully, even just having the certificates that you have, it's never enough to really say within our hearts how we feel about the work that you do within your communities that save lives. So thank you again to all the nominees, and thank you for showing your love for them.